Australia and Indonesia for a long time have suffered from low trade and investment ties, and this is the first major bilateral effort to really look at that problem and apply a free trade agreement to that problem. It's important for Australia to remember that in the next 25, 30 years, Indonesia will continue to grow, its economy will continue to grow in importance, and this is an early step for Australia to really build closer ties with its near neighbour.
We have a new cabinet in Indonesia, we have a new parliament, we have a president stepping into his second 5-year term. So how would you rate the chances now of that agreement continuing, or do you see some further challenges?
So I'll speak to the Indonesia side. I think the prospects are actually now better than they ever have been. Before the election, nothing was going to move. Everybody knew that. It was politically sensitive. So Jokowi and his coalition in Parliament, obviously we're not going to push for that. It's a campaign liability. Because Jokowi's coalition has won, they have a super coalition in Parliament, I would say reasonably plausible that the Indonesians move forward with it in the next year.
I don't think that Australia really understands the Indonesian market at all. I suppose the major thing that we found with going into Indonesia is the vibrancy of the people and the business. It's really interesting to see how forward-thinking and how agile that they are. They really want to embrace technology and solutions. They really want to have the best of the best, and it's given us a totally new perspective.
Talking about sort of other elements rather than just trade, of course there's going to be a lot of focus on digital trade, on e-commerce. Indonesia is one of the fastest growing in the region in regards to that. Does this agreement cover that kind of more modern trade, so to speak?
Yes, it does, as best it can. E-commerce is notoriously hard to regulate, and there is an e-commerce chapter in IA-CEPA, and it covers things like data centers, cooperation on cybersecurity, recognizing electronic signatures as legal equivalents, things like that. And another thing that it does of kind of practical importance is encourages both countries to put their customs and import and export documents publicly available online to kind of help smooth the movement of goods between both countries.
I think it just formalises the process a lot more. Businesses can really see the structure and framework and understand the implications for it, and I think it'll encourage them more to figure this out and to try and trade more with one of the closest trading partners that they can. So I think it'll really mean a lot once it's ratified.